Welcome, deeply curious listeners, to another deep dive.
Great to be diving in again.
Today, we are plunging headfirst into a truly pivotal and really emotionally charged section of the Chronicles of the Etimira Empire. We're talking Chapter 6, The Oath and the Revelation.
Oh, this chapter is huge. Absolutely crucial.
Yeah, if you've been with us, you know King Iberikon has been grappling with just an unimaginable loss. And this chapter, well, it's where his profound personal tragedy collides almost explosively with the destiny of the entire empire.
Exactly.
We're talking grief, vengeance, some really unexpected wisdom showing up in these long-buried secrets that are just about to shake the very foundations of his kingdom.
It's absolutely crucial. This isn't just, a narrative turning point. It's a deep exploration of leadership under just unimaginable pressure, the transformative power of wise counsel, and the shattering impact of these familial truths that have been hidden maybe for generations.
Right. We left Iberikon completely reeling from Queen Lucerina's tragic death at Arkelion's Arch, which ironically is the birthplace of their son, Magnum Opus.
The irony is thick there. And now we see how that very personal tragedy forces his hand. It transforms his raw grief into something else, into this very public, very powerful vow for the future of his people.
Okay, so let's set the scene, because the writing here is incredibly vivid.
Yeah.
You have to imagine King Iberikon, his heart just a raw, open wound, consumed by this restless fury.
Yeah.
This isn't just a man in mourning. This is a king whose entire world has been ripped apart. Lucerina, gone.
Right.
Arkelion's Arch, the bridge named after his own revered father, Emperor Arkelion, destroyed.
The symbolism alone is crushing.
Totally. His kingdom is reeling, and he's torn between this immense, almost paralyzing personal sorrow and the overwhelming, undeniable burden of leadership. The source tells us his singular focus is just revenge against the force responsible for her death, whether human, monstrous, or some dark, malevolent power. He doesn't even really know what he's up against yet.
But the need for vengeance is just absolute, isn't it? It's primal.
What's fascinating here, though, is the immediate contrast. We know King Iberikon as this, well, unparalleled figure, charismatic, incredibly skilled warrior, strategic thinker.
Yeah, he's usually so controlled, so adept on the battlefield and in court.
Exactly. But in this moment of profound anguish, he's described as almost like incapacitated, driven by pure instinct for raw retribution.
And that's such a critical narrative choice, I think. It really humanizes him. It shows that even the most formidable leaders aren't immune to the crushing weight of personal loss,
Yeah, absolutely. And what does a warrior king do when he's consumed by that kind of singular, potent focus on vengeance?
Well, he turns to his strength, right? His military might.
He immediately calls upon the Iron Vanguard, his fiercely loyal, battle-hardened commanders.
Yes, the Vanguard.
These aren't just any soldiers. The source describes them as his shield in moments of dire crisis. They're specifically noted for exceptional skill, unyielding bravery, unparalleled combat prowess, and, this feels really key right now, profound personal loyalty to the royal family.
That personal loyalty is everything here.
So what does it tell us about Iberikon's immediate, almost like primal response that he turns specifically to this group? The absolute elite, bound to him not just by duty, but by this deep personal devotion.
Well, it shows he's operating on a couple of levels, I think. Emotionally, yes, he wants the people closest, most loyal. But strategically, too, the Iron Vanguard aren't just fighters. They're an extension of his will. They're efficient, decisive, loyal.
Like precision instruments for his vengeance.
Exactly. In a moment of total chaos, he reaches for his most reliable tools for order and retribution. Their specific blend of skill and loyalty means his vengeance, channeled through them, would be precise, unwavering, reflecting his own broken heart in a way.
It's a fascinating look at how a leader responds both internally and externally when they're in profound crisis. And that you, our listener, is exactly our mission for this deep dive. We're going to unravel the really intricate layers of Chapter 6, The Oath and the Revelation.
Yeah, this chapter is so much more than just plot points moving forward.
Right. It's a huge turning point after what happened at Arkelion's Arch. We're going to dive into how Queen Cantabria's wisdom, her incredible foresight, and frankly, understanding of Iberikon shifts his focus. Shifts it away from this, like, reactive, potentially destructive vengeance towards something more proactive, strategic rebuilding.
Proactive is a good word. Rebuilding faith as much as rebuilding the bridge.
Then we'll witness this incredibly powerful public display of leadership from Iberikon, something that really galvanizes his entire kingdom, turning despair into well, maybe renewed hope.
A critical moment for morale.
And finally, brace yourselves, because we are going to uncover a truth so shocking, it fundamentally redefines the family bonds within the royal house. And it lays bare the true hidden enemy of the Atumar Empire.
It really is an emotional journey, isn't it? Full of surprising turns and some really profound insights into leadership, love, and the weight of secrets. How secrets can shape not just, personal lives, but the destiny of a whole realm.
So settle in, because this deep dive into the Oath and the Revelation is about to get intense.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's unpack this with our first segment. Wisdom in the face of vengeance, a queen's intervention. The source tells us King Ibericon's initial impulse is just swift vengeance. It describes it as a dangerous volatility driven purely by grief. We've seen him as this formidable warrior king, right? Adept on the battlefield, strategic thinker. But here he's almost paralyzed by anguish.
Utterly consumed.
What are the specific psychological weights of command that make it so crucial for a leader not to act on impulse, even when that impulse feels so righteous, so justified, like Ibericon's must feel right now?
Oh, that's such a critical question, because the burden on a leader, especially when dealing with intense personal pain, it's just immense. Ibericon isn't just a warrior, he's the king. He's responsible for countless lives.
Right.
So when grief clouds judgment, like it clearly is here, a leader risks making decisions based purely on emotion, not reason. And this dangerous volatility, it could lead to a whole chain reaction of unintended consequences.
Like what? Wasting resources, making enemies.
Exactly. Diverting precious resources, maybe alienating allies who think he's acting rashly, or even exposing the kingdom to greater threats they haven't even assessed yet because he's just focused on striking back.
It's the difference between a calculated strike and just a wild swing in the dark.
Precisely. And in leadership, a wild swing can mean ruin for your people. His usual strategic thinking is just completely overwhelmed by the sheer magnitude of his loss.
And this is exactly where Queen Cantabria steps in. The source describes her beautifully as the beacon of wisdom.
She really is.
She sees his unrest, recognizes that dangerous volatility, that state of mind, and resolves to guide him. And it's her profound understanding of Ibericon's character, not just as king, but as a father, as a man that really shapes her approach, doesn't it?
Absolutely. She doesn't command him. She doesn't confront him head on about the vengeance.
No.
Her genius is really in her approach. She doesn't invalidate his grief or tell him his desire for revenge is wrong. Instead, she gently approaches him, and she's cradling their infant son, magnum opus, in her arms.
Ah, the detail.
The source says the tender touch of the baby is grounding him amidst his turmoil. And that's not just, a sweet detail. It's a brilliant strategic move.
How so?
She's subtly reminding him of his other responsibilities, right? His legacy. The instant future he still has to protect. The very future Lucerina died to ensure.
Ah, connecting it back to Lucerina's sacrifice.
Exactly. It appeals to his deepest instincts as a father, pulling him back from that precipice of pure wrath.
And then come her questions. Delivered, it says, in a steady yet compassionate voice. These aren't just casual inquiries. They feel like a strategic reframing of the whole crisis.
They really are.
She asks, what kind of force could destroy the drudge and threaten the life of both Queen Lucerina and our son? Was this the act of a monster or something more deliberate? How do those specific questions manage to pull him out of that emotional abyss of, I need revenge now, and into the logical realm of, okay, wait, we need to understand this enemy?
Her questions are masterful because they shift the focus, like you said, from immediate retribution to intelligence gathering and prevention.
Right, understanding before acting.
Yeah. By asking what kind of force and monster or something more deliberate, she's prompting him to engage his strategic mind again, which is his natural strength, right? She's not dismissing his pain at all, but she's rechanneling that intense energy into a more productive long-term approach.
And she lays out new priorities immediately.
Yes. First, we must restore our people's faith by rebuilding the bridge and ensuring their safety. That's priority one. Then we must understand the nature of this evil, its origins, its motives, and prepare for the battles ahead.
Wow. That's a complete strategic pivot from reactive rage to, proactive, methodical defense and preparation.
It is, and the power of her counsel is clear in Ibericon's reaction.
He gently places the prince in his cradle. That feels significant, too.
It does, acknowledging the future, the reason for strategy.
And he responds solemnly, you speak the truth, my queen. We must act with reason and resolve. That's the moment, isn't it? The shift.
That's the pivot, from pure emotion back towards strategic planning. He's embodying the wisdom he needs to lead effectively again, thanks to her guidance.
It's such a classic example of wise counsel turning the tide. What leadership lessons can we, really draw from Cantabria's ability here, guiding this powerful, grieving ruler towards a more rational, effective path?
Oh, there are several, I think, really profound ones. First, the importance of empathy combined with strategic thinking. She doesn't ignore his grief. She acknowledges it, works with it, but then guides it.
Okay, empathy plus strategy. What else?
Second, prioritization in a crisis. She immediately identifies that restoring public faith and stability is paramount, even before any kind of punitive action. Because a kingdom united in hope is ultimately stronger than one united only by vengeance.
That makes sense.
And third, the power of well-framed questions. Her inquiries force Ibericon to think beyond his immediate gut reaction. It's not just about giving advice, it's about guiding someone to reach their own rational conclusion.
That's really insightful. It's almost like leadership coaching in the middle of a massive crisis.
In a way, yeah. It's a blueprint for effective counsel when the stakes are incredibly high.
And just as Cantabria finishes making her case, Queen Mother Cassiphora, Ibericon's own mother, steps in.
Ah, the Queen Mother.
The source describes her as a quiet yet commanding presence. And she reinforces Cantabria's counsel, but adds this layer about public symbolism.
Cassiphora understands the visual power, the theater of monarchy, perhaps better than anyone. Her input is deeply impactful. She declares, "You are right to visit Orcalion's Arch, the bridge that bears your father's name, my son."
Highlighting the connection to his father, Emperor Arcalion.
Exactly. It's not just about rebuilding a structure. Visiting the bridge named after his father becomes an act of honoring legacy, showing continuity, promising future strength. It's deeply symbolic. Cassiphora knows the people need a visual demonstration of continuity and hope right now.
Her words are incredibly potent for that reason. She explains, the people need to see more than their warrior king.
Right.
They need to see a leader who shares their grief, who stands with them in mourning and guides them toward renewal. Your presence there will speak louder than swords. Your words at Arcalion's Arch will mend not only the bridge, but also the hearts of your people.
Wow, that line, "mend the hearts of your people." She's affirming that true leadership isn't just military might, it's about emotional connection, reassurance, especially during times of collective trauma.
Absolutely. Which sets the perfect stage for our next segment. The King's Oath and the Unseen Hand of Etimara's Spies.
Indeed. Because Ibericon takes this counsel to heart, his decision to visit the broken bridge, that raw site of tragedy and loss, becomes this incredible living symbol. A symbol of the kingdom's resilience and a powerful promise that it will be rebuilt stronger.
In the way he orchestrates this public appearance, you mentioned it earlier, it really is a masterclass in leadership communication during a crisis.
It truly is. The details matter.
And the sources give us these vivid details of the royal procession itself, details that communicate stability and continuity even before Ibericon opens his mouth.
Like a chariot.
Yeah, the grand chariot, gilded and adorned with intricate carvings, drawn by majestic white horses, driven by Valkyrin, the brave and trusted charioteer, known for unparalleled loyalty and unmatched skill.
All symbols of order, majesty, control.
And significantly, Queen Cantabria and the infant Prince Magnum Opus are present. The text notes Valkyrin ensures a smooth ride for the precious prince. What does all this pomp and circumstance, this a very visible display, communicate to a populace that's reeling?
It communicates order, stability, and crucially, an unbroken line of succession. In a moment of just profound uncertainty and grief, this visual spectacle reassures people. It says the monarchy endures. The royal family, despite their pain, is still here strong, focused on the kingdom's future.
And the baby.
The very sight of the new prince, protected, carried smoothly, it's such a powerful counterpoint to the recent tragedy. It embodies hope, continuity, the future.
And the public reaction shows it worked. The news spread like wildfire, people gathering, their faces a mix of mourning and hope.
Murmuring prayers for the royal family and vengeance for their queen, a complex mix of emotions.
Yeah. And Cassiphora's quiet approval sums it up perfectly. They need this moment. They need to believe again.
It's like a collective emotional need being met through really powerful symbolism.
And then comes the oath itself. King Ibericon's speech at the bridge is just incredibly powerful. He starts, "My people, I, King Ibericon, speak you in the name of God, Adam."
Invoking divine authority right away, connecting to their shared faith.
Right. He continues, "You are my family, my kin. I will not abandon you." He keeps using this familial language, your son, your father, your guardian,
Yeah, breaking down that barrier between ruler and ruled, creating connection.
establishing this immediate, deep personal bond. He vows to stand against any force that dares to threaten our land, our lives, and our legacy. What specific rhetorical tricks or devices is he using here to galvanize his people, even while dueling with his own massive grief?
Oh, it's a masterclass, like we said. He uses several potent devices. First, that appeal to shared identity. You are my family, my kin. Unity from the start.
Okay.
Second, the repetition, the anaphora of I will and I am. It creates this rhythm of unwavering resolve, absolute commitment. You feel his certainty.
Makes it feel
Yeah.
very solid.
Third, the clear promise of restoration and unity, not just vengeance. That's key. He gives them a positive vision for the future.
Right, he says, not one life will be lost in vain. Our kingdom will rise, stronger and more united. The bridge will be rebuilt, our lands will flourish, and the evil will be vanquished.
See, he's not just talking about punishment, he's talking about a future worth fighting for. That's inspiring.
And he wraps it up by affirming his role as your shield, your sword, and your beacon of hope, and then that incredibly powerful collective line, together we are unbreakable.
Goosebumps moment, really.
Totally. And the impact is immediate, profound. The crowd erupts in thunderous approval, chanting King Abarakan. The source calls it a powerful symphony of loyalty and trust.
Yeah.
What does this moment tell us about the power of visible leadership and maybe the strategic use of emotional appeals during a crisis?
It tells us that in times of uncertainty, people absolutely crave a steady hand, a clear voice, and a shared vision. Iberican provides all three. By sharing his grief publicly, acknowledging it, he humanizes himself. His people feel seen, understood, by articulating that clear path forward, rebuilding, unity, dealing with the evil. He gives them hope and direction.
Takes them out of just mourning.
Exactly. And by declaring their collective strength, together we are unbreakable, he empowers them. He shifts them from being passive mourners to active participants in their kingdom's recovery.
It's a beautiful demonstration, really, how a leader can transform collective trauma into a renewed sense of purpose.
And resilience, yeah.
But while the king makes this grand public vow rallying the masses, the source tells us something else is happening at the same time, far from the public eye.
Ah, yes. The other side of the coin.
He immediately orders his spy network, known as the Night Panthers, to act swiftly. This really highlights the strategic depth of the Atumar Empire, doesn't it? It's not just about overt force and public shows of strength. There's cunning, hidden information gathering, too.
Precisely. The Night Panthers are a critical, contrasting element to that public spectacle at the bridge. They're described as a covert team that operate in the shadows, gathering intelligence and unraveling secrets.
The kingdom's eyes and ears.
Exactly. Renowned for unparalleled stealth and strategic thinking, and their unshakable loyalty driven by a deep sense of duty.
And their mission here is very specific, isn't it?
Very. To discreetly gather witnesses to the monster's appearance and actions, and the discretion is key to avoid unsettling the already frightened populace.
Why is that discretion so important right now in this unfolding crisis?
Well, think about it. On one hand, you've got the grand public spectacle, building morale, showing strength, unity.
Right.
On the other, you have this highly skilled secret organization, quietly, meticulously collecting the actual facts.
So they don't cause panic.
Exactly. The people are already traumatized, spreading unverified rumors or more fear about some new unknown monster that could lead to widespread panic, further destabilization. The Night Panthers are gathering the raw data, the truth, so the leadership can make informed decisions without inciting more fear.
It's the perfect balance, isn't it? Visible strength for morale, hidden intelligence for strategy, creates a fascinating tension in the story.
It really underscores the multifaceted nature of leadership and governance in the Atumara Empire. It's not just about what the people see, it's also about what the king knows. And it's this quiet, meticulous work of intelligence gathering that really sets the stage for the shocking revelation to come. Because while the people are cheering for their king, these deeper, hidden threads of truth are about to be pulled. Threads that will completely redefine the nature of the enemy they're facing.
Which brings us right to the revelation, brother against brother, and a mother's unyielding hope. So days pass. The public triumph at the bridge has happened. The king's oath resonated. But Cantabria still feels this quiet unease lingering in her heart.
She can't shake it.
A weight of unanswered questions and unresolved emotions. She just knows something's not quite right.
Her intuition is incredibly powerful here. Cantabria, as both a queen and a mother, She senses there's more to the story, more than meets the eye, especially regarding Queen Mother Cassiofora's silent grief during Lucerina's funeral, and also that specific moment back on the battlefield involving Zarvok.
Right, she recognized these subtle cues that hinted at a deeper, unspoken truth. So she goes to Ibericon's chambers. The source says her voice trembled slightly, but she pressed on. Takes courage.
Definitely.
Her questions are sharp, cutting right to the heart of the mysteries she's picked up on. I need to understand Queen Mother Cassiofora's silent grief, her unspoken connection with you that day. That's one part.
Okay.
And she continues, why did you stop me from slaying Zarvok on the battlefield? He would have taken your life if I hadn't intervened.
Wow, that last question is huge.
Right. It reveals Cantabria's fierce, unwavering protective instinct towards Ibericon. She's not just, like, idly curious. She's demanding answers about something that directly threatened her husband's life.
It's a real testament to her courage and her devotion to him. She needs to know why.
And Ibericon gets it. He acknowledges her right to know, understands the gravity of her questions. He tells her, you deserve answers. The time has come for you to know everything.
Oof. That line builds immense suspense for us, the listeners. What secrets could be so profound that the king has kept them even from his own queen, the woman closest to him?
And then, boom, the bombshell. Ibericon's initial revelation.
Yeah.
He had made a promise to Queen Mother Cassiphora, a promise not to kill Zarvok.
Just that alone is shocking. Why promise not to kill the man trying to kill you?
Exactly. And then the bigger one, Zarvok is my younger brother.
Oh my goodness.
Cantabria's reaction is immediate. Eyes widened in shock, her face a mix of shock and confusion, her voice cracked, tears welled.
You can just picture it. Total disbelief.
Her words capture it. Brother, Zarvok, the same man who sought to destroy you and our kingdom. It just doesn't compute.
This is the moment the whole narrative just pivots on a dime, doesn't it? Dramatically.
Yes. This is the core of the revelation. Ibericon confirms, yes, he is my brother, born of Queen Mother Cassiphora.
Wow.
He then has to detail Zarvok's whole descent, tracing this path of corruption. He wasn't always like this. He was once brilliant, strong, capable, and seemingly destined for greatness.
So much potential wasted.
But even as a boy, he was apparently drawn to darkness, fascinated by forbidden powers.
Oh.
Cassiphora tried desperately to guide him, but his obsession grew. It wasn't like a sudden switch flipped. It was this slow, terrifying descent into depravity, fueled by this dark fascination.
That makes it almost more tragic, doesn't it, the gradual slide?
And it wasn't just a private fascination. He got entangled with cursed Embercrag Island, an isle shrouded in malevolence and whispered legends of unspeakable evil.
Embercrag Island. That sounds ominous.
Right. The source says he twisted sacred knowledge into a weapon, and his treachery left a trail of ruin, countless innocent lives lost.
So he actively used this dark knowledge to cause harm.
Yeah. It paints this picture of a gradual, terrifying corruption, a fundamental betrayal of his own potential, his family's legacy, everything.
And what's truly tragic, maybe the greatest betrayal of all, is how it ultimately led to the death of his own father, the late King Arkalion.
Ibericon's father.
Yeah.
Zarvok's father.
Arkalion tried to stop Zarvok, tried to intervene, but Zarvok apparently feigned remorse. He wove a web of deceit, just secretly biding his time.
Playing the long game. How chilling.
And then, when Arkalion was most vulnerable, alone, and unguarded, Zarvok struck with cold precision. He took my father's life in a single, merciless blow and fled the palace.
Petricide.
Yeah.
Just, wow. A shocking betrayal at the absolute heart of the royal family.
Unimaginable.
But here's where it gets even more interesting, maybe more chilling. There's a deeper layer to Arkalion's final moment.
Oh, what is it?
Ibericon reveals, in his final moments, my father tried to warn us, his voice trembling with urgency, of a greater evil that seemed to control Zarvok.
A greater evil, controlling Zarvok.
Yeah. But the truth died with him, leaving fragments of a revelation yet to unfold, shrouding Zarvok's darkness in an even deeper mystery.
Okay, that changes everything.
Right. It raises this truly crucial question. Was Zarvok just inherently evil all along, or was he a puppet, a victim himself, in a way? Controlled by this greater evil from Embercrag, or maybe something else.
It absolutely does. This greater evil concept, it suggests the true antagonist might be a far more ancient, more insidious force operating through people like Zarvok.
Which makes Zarvok.
Not just a villain, but potentially a tragic figure, too. which is complicated, and it expands the scope of the threat way beyond just a simple family feud, doesn't it?
Definitely. It sets up future conflicts where the Atumera Empire has to fight not just an external enemy, but this deep-seated corruption that's literally infiltrated its own bloodline.
Mm-hmm. And it also makes Queen Mother Cassiopora's unwavering love and hope for Zarvok even more poignant somehow. More understandable, maybe.
Ibericon explains the depth of that love. He says Cassiopora was shattered by Arkellion's death, obviously. But despite everything Zarvok did, she held on to one fragile hope, that Zarvok was not beyond redemption.
Wow.
She believed that the evil consuming him could be banished, that her son could still be saved.
Even after he killed her husband, that's powerful.
And Cantabria gets it. Her tears fall freely as she finally understands the depth of the Queen Mother's pain. Cantabria observes she still sees him as her son, despite everything. And Ibericon confirms. A mother's love is boundless. She carries a burden heavier than we can imagine, a hope that Zarvok can be brought back from the darkness.
That adds such a profound emotional core to this whole epic fantasy narrative. It makes you stop and think, right? How powerful is a mother's love? Can it really transcend such profound betrayal, such darkness?
It makes the characters incredibly relatable, even with the grand scale of their world. And it really complicates how we see Zarvok, blurring those lines between pure evil and maybe tragic manipulation.
Yeah, it's not black and white anymore.
So the web of secrets is unraveling. Generations of pain, hidden agendas, all laid bare. But right at this incredibly tense emotional moment, just as the deepest family trauma is revealed.
There's a shift.
Exactly. Another light is about to break through the darkness, something bringing both immense joy but also further responsibility.
Which leads us nicely into segment 4, a new life, a new hope, and lingering shadows.
It's such perfectly timed storytelling. Cantabria, now understanding the depth of the family's pain and hope, the complexities of their grief, that enduring thread of maternal love, she makes her own profound revelation to Ibericon. She says, I must tell you something, my king. I am carrying your child.
Right after all that darkness, this news lands.
And Ibericon's reaction is just beautiful, so deeply resonant. His sorrow from the Zarvok revelations from Luzerina, it momentarily gave way to overwhelming joy.
A moment of pure light.
He kneels before her, places his hands gently on her stomach, kisses it reverently. My queen, our child. You've brought light into the darkest of times, he says.
Oh, it's lovely.
It's such a powerful moment of hope, isn't it? A new life arriving just as this profound family trauma is revealed. It symbolizes resilience, continuity for the royal line.
A real beacon of light in their absolute darkest hour, promising a future, even as the past shadows are literally just emerging.
It is. And the ripple effect of this news is equally significant. It unites the family in a way nothing else could have right then.
How so?
Cantabria feels this strong resolve to speak with Cassiopora, to convey her newfound understanding of the Queen Mother's pain, and also to share her pregnancy news. They go together, Ibericon and Cantabria.
A united front.
And when Cassiopora enters, she apparently immediately senses Cantabria's understanding, this shared empathy for her unspoken grief, and she just embraces her.
A wordless connection. Beautiful.
And then Ibericon announces the pregnancy. Cassiopora's face just lights up with this radiant light of joy. She whispers, a child, another blessing, a new beginning. Then she cradles Prince Magnum Opus, Luzerina's son, that living legacy of his late mother.
Right.
And she says, this child is Luzerina's legacy. And the one Cantabria carries is proof that love endures even through the darkest storms.
Wow. Acknowledging both children, both legacies, side by side.
What does that moment, with both children present, acknowledged like that, symbolize for the kingdom's future and the strength of the royal line?
Oh, it's incredibly symbolic, I think. Magnum Opus represents Luzerina's enduring presence, the continuation of the royal bloodline through her. He's the past continuing.
Okay.
The new, unborn child, carried by Cantabria, symbolizes hope, renewal, the capacity for love and life to persist even after immense loss and shocking betrayal. It's the future being born.
So past and future together.
Exactly. It shows that the royal house of Atumera isn't defined only by its conflicts and tragedies, but also by its capacity for growth, resilience, and the simple, powerful continuity of its lineage.
And this moment truly unifies the family, doesn't it? Cassiopora draws Ibericon and Cantabria into a heartfelt embrace. She tells them, you both are my strength. Together we will honor Luzerina's memory and protect the future of this kingdom.
the Declaration of Unity.
The chapter ends right there with the royal family, Ibericon, Cantabria, Cassifor, and the children, magnum opus and the unborn united by love, loss, and hope, standing together as an unyielding shield against the trials to come.
It's such a powerful message of resilience, isn't it? How shared experience, even incredibly profound pain, can forge these unbreakable bonds and strengthen a dynasty against whatever challenges lie ahead.
This segment really closes not just with the weight of revelations, but with this profound reaffirmation of family bonds. Even amidst immense pain, even with the weight of all those secrets.
Yeah, it sets this powerful foundation of emotional strength for whatever's coming next. It shows that the most enduring shield isn't always made of iron, right? Sometimes it's forged from love and unity.
So, wrapping this up, what does this all mean as we reflect on Chapter 6, the Oath and the Revelation?
Well,
We've navigated King Ibericon's raw grief. We've witnessed Queen Cantabria's profound wisdom guiding him. And we uncovered the truly shocking truth of Zarvok's identity, Ibericon's younger brother. Corrupted, possibly controlled by a greater evil stretching back generations.
huge reveal.
We've seen the impact of these deep family secrets, felt that unifying, healing power of new life coming into the world right when things seemed darkest. And we understood how that public leadership moment, the oath, could galvanize a shaken populace.
The revelation about Zarvok, though, his true identity, the tragic history with King Archelion, how it all connects eventually to Luzurina's death, that fundamentally shifts everything for the Atamira Empire, doesn't it? It means their deepest enemy isn't just some external monster they need to hunt down. It's rooted within their own bloodline, a secret passed down, maybe influencing events for generations. That's a chilling realization for any kingdom.
Absolutely. This isn't just an external threat. It's internal. It's part of their own heritage turned against them.
Yeah.
So how will this new yet ancient threat manifest now that its true nature is known, at least partially?
Good question.
And what destiny truly awaits the children, especially young Prince Magnum Opus, carrying Luzurina's legacy, and the new child Cantabria carries, representing future hope. They're inheriting a throne built not just on strength and divine favor, but on these incredibly complex layers of betrayal, profound loss, and yet also enduring love.
It feels like the journey into the heart of Atumara's darkness has only just begun, right? And the greatest battles, both within the family, maybe for Zarvok's soul, and for the kingdom's very survival, might still lie ahead.
Yeah, it definitely leaves us with that unsettling question. How deep do the roots of this greater evil actually go? What are its ultimate goals?
And crucially, how will the next generation, especially Magnum Opus, confront a threat that is literally family? And potentially a puppet master far more ancient and powerful pulling the strings behind Zarvok himself.
What a burden of blood and destiny for them to bear as they come of age.
Indeed. Lots to think about.
That is definitely a lot to mull over as we close this deep dive. Thank you so much for joining us as we continue to unravel the intricate threads of the chronicles of the Atamira Empire.
Always a pleasure.
Until next time, keep digging for those insights.